David, Ed, good to have you guys here today. We're listening to a song called All My Hope, and this is pretty gospel. Ed was playing the piano just a minute ago, getting ready to do this, and it's fun. And so before we play it, just want to have you guys talk about it and hear the story behind it.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. Every time I go, I was just telling Ed a while ago, one of my favorite places on the planet, Ed has this little, like when you get, I always take Uber when I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, where he lives. Actually, he lives in like Franklin, Tennessee, which is like a more pleasant version of Nashville. It's like real nice. Like even Comcast people are nice there. It's like amazing. And so, I've always got Uber, and the Uber drops me off at your place. You know, first of all, it's like weird to tell them where to take me, and they feel like it's like we're going into nowhere, and we go into nowhere, and then they take me up your little gravel driveway, and they drop me off. And my favorite place is where I go into your house. And there's like this little, there's a porch. There's like a proper porch over to your left side of things, but then there's like a little porch that I go into that has a door, I guess, for people like me to come into your house. Like not the front door, but like another side door kind of thing. Like you won't let me come through the front door or something like that. But anyway, it's my favorite place, that porch. How many lyrics have happened sitting on that porch? It's amazing. So I walk up that porch into Ed's domain, and he's like, hey man, I'm thinking about this. And then this happens.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Does that mean you guys are going to play?
Yeah, it was
it's
crazy. He was telling me about, I just had
the record.
Hadn't even, this was kind of another one of the, like that, the way that picture sort of showed up with the title on it. We were like, what the heck? Mm-hmm. I remember about this, that like you hadn't even really told me the vision for what
for the American Prodigal record.
American Prodigal, where you were going with it, you know. But in my mind, I had you on my mind, and I was just, dorking around with this idea. I mean, it's definitely a bit old school, but you have such a roots thing about you. You know, I've always loved that. You have such a true artistry and a love for like the just everything that is the purest form of music. You know, I think that's what shows up in a lot of your stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was cool to just have this rough idea.
That was what's crazy. And so then when he starts playing this, I'm like, oh my word, this is like an anchor track. This is like when you drop the anchor and it has root in something that everything else will hinge on. And then so not just like for the thematic content of the record, but just in terms of like the church and the moment that we exist in right now currently, and how in the world we could say something that bonds us in a deep way. Just a simple, all my hopes in Jesus, like that's oh man. So I don't know, it's one of those deals. We kept saying this throughout the process of this whole record, is like I would be like, dude, do you ever feel like you're barely here? Like you're just barely here, and things are coming through you like an Old Testament character or something, where it's like you're being used, but you're the most unlikely person that he should be breathing through.
No doubt.
And this was one of those songs, like I'm like, oh my gosh, I would sing like a line, and we would look at each other and be like, what in the world, bro?
Yeah.
Like it just felt like, this ain't us, man. And that's the best feeling you could ever have. Awesome. Messing around with music and trying to say something on behalf of the church is like, that's the best feeling you can have. It's like, I don't even know. We'll probably look real clever but we aren't. No. Something just breathed in that room that day, and it was on that front porch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear it.
I've been held by the Savior. I felt fire from above. I've been down to that river. I ain't the same, a prodigal returned. Oh, my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone. Oh, my sins are forgiven. Oh, I've been washed by the blood.
Man. So we're gonna make everybody go listen to the record to hear the rest of it.
Yeah, a little taste. Yeah, it's. I guess it's just like a chorus. I mean, a verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Yeah, it's
awesome.
goes, and double chorus at the end. Everything else.
Yeah.
There's no bridge or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ed, I'm watching your hands that whole time, and I think we're going to have the sheet music for this one. But what can we learn from you right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
playing
there's some little, there's a lot in that old, gospel stuff. There's a lot of those, I call them slippery notes, but this stuff's not really necessary to pull the song off.
I like the slippery notes.
I do too. I mean, so yeah, it's just and some of these chords, I don't even know the names of.
Well, just play it and people can figure it out.
So it's just, I think the song is actually in B flat. When I turned 40, I made a decision I wasn't going to play anything except in C. So I'm transposed. Simplify my life. So I'm playing it in C. I'll call out the numbers. So it just starts on a 1, and it just kind of walks up 1. It's almost kind of a lean on me-ish type deal. So it's 1, 2, 1 over 3, 4. And you can sneak a little flat 7, flat 7. Just quick to it, and then 1, 1, 2, 1 over 3, 5, and then that, which is a 4 over 5. That chord shows up quite a bit. So it'd be like in C, it's a G in the bass with an F on top. So that's kind of the intro and verse picture, and then 6, and then 5, and then 1, 4, and then to a 1 over 5, and then a 4 over 5, and then a 1, and then a little quick 4 over 5 right before the chorus. And the chorus is kind of very similar. It might be the exact same chorus. Let me walk through it just to make sure. 1, and then that same walk up. 2, 1 over 3, 4. And I sneak that flat 7. And the way you kind of do that, you just you go that B flat real quick in C. And but again, the song's in A flat, so you're gonna have to transpose it. How confusing is that?
He put a capo on the keyboard. What he did.
And then a 5. And that's a 4 over 5 again. My sins. 2, 1 over 3, 4. Same little move. And then one new chord here for the chorus would be, which.
That's a good chord.
I don't know what that guy is called. It's some kind of a diminished. So if you're playing in F, you would just raise if it's first inversion F, F, A, C, you would just raise that F up to an F sharp. And then.
So what notes are you playing right there?
Yeah, so that's a F sharp in the bass, and then the chord is an F sharp, an A, and a D. So the 4 to the, just a little diminished raise, and then, the 1. So let me go through that again. So, oh, my hope is in Jesus. Oh, yesterday's gone. Oh, my sins are forgiven. then a 1/5. I've 4/5 been washed by the one. So there you have it.
The transposing thing is totally cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So.
Oh man.
And in main stage, you can just hide it. You put it in the program, and nobody even knows.
If a guy's good enough to play in A flat, then he won't have any problem transposing that.
For the rest of us, we can do that.
That's right.
To the capo.
That's right. Capo piano.
Cool. Thank you guys for sharing it with us. Appreciate you coming by today.
Absolutely.
Is in